All right, perfect. So, okay, so what we're going to do then is I'm going to show you how to draw the comp plan out, like the basic you share, they share, which I know that you know. But so, like if I'm going to do, depending upon where I'm at, so if I'm with someone that I know is just like, it would almost offend them if I draw out the comp plan. So maybe they've heard about the product, but the thought about the business, I feel like it would offend them. Then I just do you share, they share. So I'm going to show you what I do with that. And then, but anymore, almost every single time I present, like at a launch party or on a Zoom, I almost always draw out the entire compensation plan. And I think I learned a huge lesson from that this week. I went to Wentzville to meet with some friends, and I drew out the comp plan for, I shared the product with them. And I showed them you share, they share. And that's all I showed them. And then they told me that they were like, okay, we're going to order 30-day packs. So I was kind of waiting around for a coupon code. Big mistake, I know. And the coupon code never came. And so I messaged them back and I'm like, hey, no coupon code. And basically they're like, well, now we're trying to decide whether or not we want to do it because we're looking at the cost and it's just a little bit of sticker shock. And so I told them, I was like, you know that how I build an Isogenics, I could actually leverage you in and it would be really, really easy for you to make money, which is the truth. I mean, kind of, you are an executive on our team. That is the truth. And not kind of, it is the truth. And so then they were like, well, come show me. So yesterday we went over there and we drew out the whole comp plan for them. They both signed up and now they're like, hey, we just need to get some people going on our weak leg and we could actually make money. And so I think sometimes we prejudge too much, if that makes sense. So I've gotten to the point that the only time that I don't draw it all out is when I have someone that is almost offended. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I do want to, like when I'm drawing out the compensation plan, I almost always go over a little bit of the product first. And the bridge between the product into you, then I make a bridge in between product and the you share, they share, and then there's a bridge between you share, they share, and the comp plan. So I'm going to go back and show you the bridge between the product and you share, they share. Because I sometimes think that bridge is the most important because it's overcoming price point, and I think it just sets a lot of people at ease. So this is how I draw that out. So we've talked about the product. So then I'll say to whoever it is, or whether I'm presenting or whether it's an individual, I'll literally say to them, okay, so basically what I want to do then is I want to talk just a little bit about the cost of Isogenics. How much does it cost to get started with our company? And so then I ask them about the price. So who has been out to eat in the last week? Or if it's a one-on-one, have you been out to eat in the last week? Typically, they always have. It is very unusual that they have. And if they haven't, then I'll say in the last month, and they have. And I'll say to them, where did you go? And they'll tell me, and I'll say, how much did you spend? And I am never, ever, ever, ever afraid of their answer because it's always more than $3.99. It's impossible to go out to eat for less than that, or even for that. So typically, depending upon the socioeconomic class or where they're coming from, they're usually either saying to me, oh, it was a $5.89 for the number 6, or they're saying to me, I spent $12 or $15. And so then I'm going to say, are you surprised by the cost of that? And they say no. And so then what I do then is I show them. Then from there, I'm like, okay, so what I find is for myself, when I started Isogenics, I actually saved money. Now, you might be more disciplined than me, Angel. You might be. But for me, what would happen is I might even get something out of the freezer to make for supper. And then we would have a ball game. I'd have to work late. Something would happen. And I'd be thinking, when I get home, it's going to be 6, or maybe sometimes it was only even 5, but I was just exhausted and I do not feel like fixing that food. And I would go get a pizza. If I got 2 pizzas, it was $40. Or I go through the drive-through. And so I was always spending money on last-minute convenient things. So I want to show you kind of how I save money with that. And so, and that might not be you. Like, you might be way more disciplined. I'm just like coming from me. So I literally say that to them because I don't want to put myself off onto them, but that was the case for me. So I say to them, now the average fast food meal in the US is $8 per meal. So let's say that you were to buy 70 fast food meals in a month. If you take 70 times 8, that would be $560 that you would spend in fast food meals if you bought 70. Now, when I saw that number, I thought that is ridiculous. I don't buy 70 fast food meals. But my husband, and this is a true story, he was like, no, really, we are spending that. And he started breaking down because we have a family of 5. We always have extra friends over. So typically anytime I go through the drive-through, I would be buying for 6 to 7 people almost every single time. And so in a 30-day period of time, I went through the drive-through 10 times, which really did happen. I was spending this much money between going out to eat and that type of thing. So we literally just traded out money. Now, you might look at that and you're looking at, okay, that's $560 that you're spending in fast food, and you might think there's no way. Let's say, I always say, what if you're on the Dave Ramsey plan? So you're on Dave Ramsey, and so you go to the dollar menu, you're still going to be spending $4 per meal, and that is super cheap. Like, that's like, chicken nugget goo is what that is. And so there's no nutrients, and you'd be spending $280. So this is the typical American, really, right here, if we were looking at what they were spending. It's very, very typical. And so what I want to show you is really how I was able to personally save money with Isogenics. So with Isogenics in our 30-day system, so whether it's a value pack, which we're going to talk about in a second, our 30-day system, you get 68 meal replacements. So I'm just going to round that number to 70. So let's say that's 70 meal replacements. And let's say that averages out to, our products, our meal replacements average out to about $4 per meal. So that would be $280. So actually, when you look at the fast food meal, even the McDonald's one, I was saving money just with that alone. So a lot of times people will say things to me, I can't afford to eat healthy. But really what we found was we actually saved money when we got on Isogenics because of this. Now, initially I felt it because I never walk around and think, what am I spending on fast food? That had never crossed my mind before. So when I first was like, oh, $280, but what happened is throughout the month, I ended up saving the money on it. Does that kind of make sense, Angel? Like, that's where I start with.
Yes.
So basically then we have 2 of our most popular packs. We have the 30-day system. The 30-day system includes the 68 meal replacements. It includes the shake, the cleanse, the Ionic Supreme, and some other supplemental items. So it's 68 meal replacements. It ends up being $272. So you pay the $29 the first time you order it, then $272, and then the regular shipping and tax. Then we have what's called the value pack. The value pack has a 30-day pack in it. Now, I like the value pack because it is our value. You get almost $800 worth of product for $559. So you're getting the 30-day pack, but you're also getting a ton of snacks for your month. So that really takes the question out. You can cut bars in half, and that's covering most of your snacks for the month as well. You get a blender, chocolates, and you get the vitamins with product B that we were talking about during the presentation. So that pack is $559. So for $559, you're getting almost $800 worth of product. So those are really our two most popular packs, and they are all backed with 100% guarantee. So just by using the products, we saved money. But I want to show you the referral side of Isagenix, and this has nothing at all to do with the business. I mean, I build a business with Isagenix. I wake up in the morning. I'm intentional. I think about how am I going to recruit people? How am I going to bring them in? How am I going to build income? But what I'm talking about is more of a gentle referral where you get results. People ask you about what you're doing and you refer it. Angel, a lot of times I'll share your story, like when I come to here if I'm traveling. So I'll say, I have a friend, Angel, that was actually really doing the Rodan and Fields business, and she started using our products, and she was able to lose weight. She works full-time, but she posted about it, and people started asking her. She actually made about $8,000 in referral money between August and December. So I share your story most of the time at that part. Now, what I want to show you is how the referral works. So my husband lost 20 pounds in his first 3 weeks. The guys at work were calling him Buddha. He lost his entire belly in 3 weeks. So everybody started saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? He referred them to Isagenix. So he referred them. They bought from Isagenix, and Isagenix paid him back. So this is what that looks like. So you come in, this is you. You're what's called an associate. As an associate, you're able to purchase whatever products you want to purchase at wholesale. Once you start using the products, we run challenge groups, and I typically try to talk about the challenge groups during the presentation. We run challenge groups. So let's say that you get results, and then you go through our challenge group, you lose 9 pounds next week, and the people at work start asking. So let's say that this guy right here, I'm going to color him in. That denotes that you told him. And I'm going to color this guy in and say that you told both of these people from work. This is Bob, and this is Sam. Now, they saw your results. They asked you about it. You told them. They bought from Isagenix. And this is how Isagenix compensates you. This is called you share. So you just shared with 2 people. And now because you shared with 2 people, you're going to make $50. Now remember we talked about the packs. So let's say that Bob orders the value pack, and let's say Sam orders the value pack. If that happened, Isagenix basically pays you an $80 thank you that day. That day they load money onto what's called an ISA wallet card, and they pay you $80. If you sell those in the same day, in the same week, it would double, and you'd make $160 and $160. So what would happen here is you'd make $50 because you told 2 people, and because they both ordered value packs in the same week, you would make another $320. So that would be $370 because you shared. So that's what that referral looks like. Now, let's say Bob and Sam enter our next 11-day challenge. And Bob gets results. Hold on. Sorry. So Bob enters the next challenge, 11-day product challenge that we talked about earlier, and he gets results. When he gets results and his friends ask him, hey, Bob, what did you do? He can tell them. So let's say that Bob told 2 of his friends. Now, Bob would make this money. He's going to make He's going to make $50 because he told 2 people. But then you, hold on. Sorry. She's probably going to bark again. So Bob tells 2 people, you make $100 because Bob told 2 people. Let's say Sam tells 2 people. Sam's going to make this money, but you're going to make $100 because Sam told 2 people. This is called you share, they share. And if you do that in your first 60 days, you make an additional $250. So if we add that up, 370 and 250, that is actually I don't know, I think I did something wrong there. But $620 plus that's $620 plus this 100 plus this 100 is $820 because you share, they share. So this is what I did with my friends that first day. Angel, this is all the farther I went because I prejudged. I was like, they have great jobs. They're never going to want to do the business. They really have never asked about it, about the product. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done. I should have went farther. But this is what I would do if the person was like, I don't want to do network marketing. I don't want to blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about when they're real resistant. I'll stop here. If that kind of makes sense. Now, when I continue on, then what I do is I just erase all of this and I start here. And so then I say, okay, I want to really show you how we actually make money then, if you want to build this as a business. And then I talk about, and then usually I'll kind of like walk away from the board or sit down or really look at them. And I'll say to them, I want to first of all share with you what a day in the life of actually marketing the product looks like. Because what we do is we really use the product and story tell it. So it's not like we are, I don't know, like I'm trying to sell this charger and I'm like, okay, buy my charger. I'm a charger girl. It's not like that. All I do is, for me, I'm on a health journey. I love my family. I want time freedom. And Isagenix happens to be the product that I love to help me on my journey. And so I'm going to story tell that. So a day in my life might look like I wake up in the morning, I go work out, and then this morning I made my daughter's shakes. I put MCT oil in them. They were Isagenix shakes. I put coconut oil. So I might take a picture of them drinking a shake and say something like, I feel so good sending my kids to school with, this macro-dense shake. And then all throughout the day, then I'm just, I'm connecting online. I'm building relationships. And then I continue to post throughout the day about my life and my family. And about 1 in every 9 posts, I'll make something that's Isagenix related, but I don't ever use the word Isagenix. So for example, on Wednesday, I put a before and after picture of one of my friends that had lost weight. And when that happened, because I'm showing my lifestyle, then people start asking me, hey, what is it? What is it? And what I do is I answer their questions. So basically, in a sense, I'm paid to take the product, work out, get results, and story tell. But I don't sell. Like I never say buy this. So when people go onto my page, they're typically going on to get content or get ideas about their health. They're rarely going on thinking I want to buy, but then they end up asking how am I making this happen? Does that kind of make sense, Angel?
Yes.
So then I make that bridge. Now, how Isagenix compensates us for doing that is really amazing. So I've already shown you right here the you share, they share. So I've already shown you how we would make our first 820. Now, what happens is it continues on, and this is going to look redundant for just a second because I'm going to draw out the foundation. But what we see here, there's one thing that I didn't show you, and this is the most important thing of everything. As soon as you've told 2 people, your gates are open, and you're now able to earn on everything that comes below you. So you tell 2 people, and as soon as you tell 2 people, there is a line that goes straight down your team. Everything to this side is now your right team. And everything to this side of the line is now your left team. Now, you can continue to personally tell people. So let's say you tell someone else and he tells two, you're going to make $100. Let's say you're going to tell someone else and he's going to tell two, you make $100. And then you do it again, $100, and you do it again, $100. This is called you share, they share, times 3. You just did it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. When that happens, you make another $750 in addition to this. Every time any of these people that are colored in, those are the people that you personally told. Every time they order a package, you're also getting that bonus. But I'm not going to go back every time and talk about that. But you are also getting that bonus. Now, I'm going to draw it again. You tell someone that tells 2, you make 100. You tell someone that tells 2, you make 100. You do it again, 100, and you do it again, 100. Now, this is you share, they share times 5. And when that happens, you make another 1,000. So all of that added up is $3,050 in bonuses, but that does not include these bonuses. That's in addition to. So now, what I want to do though is when I saw this part, I was not that impressed. Honestly, I drove an hour and a half to look at this compensation plan and I thought $3,050, I could sell my clothes on eBay and make that money. But this next part is what was nearly jaw-dropping for me. Because, you know, we talk a lot about the challenges. So here's Bob. Bob lost weight. He told these 2 friends. But what happens right here is this friend also gets results. And then he ends up telling 2 people. And this friend gets results and he tells 2 people. And the same here. This guy tells 2 and then this guy tells 2 and this guy and this guy. I mean, you even have people that might tell 200 people. It just, like, people tell people who tell people who tell people. And it just begins to branch out in all of these different directions as people began to tell other people. Now, whenever these guys are ordering their products, all of our products have a point value attached to them. So what I mean by that is a 30-day system is $272, but it's worth 200 points. We have a point system attached to all of our products because we're international. We can't have currency in our tree. So we right now have about 50 people from the United Kingdom in our tree. We can't have a pounds in the tree and dollars because we work from the same team. So as these people are ordering product, watch what happens. This guy way down here, let's say he orders 200 points of product. You don't know him. There's no way you know him. He's down here below all these people. But when he orders, it's like he's putting points into your Isagenix bank. So this guy orders 300 points and 200 points and 300 points and 200 points and 100 points and 200 points and 300 points and 200 points. So, and over here the same thing, 200 and 300. All of these people are ordering product, and whether they order it the first time, the second time, the third time, it doesn't matter. Every time they order product, you are actually able to earn income on that. So I also want to really reiterate here the training time for money. So I'll always mention at this point, this is what impressed me so much. I want you to watch what happens because this is the passive income. Because I told this guy, but he started telling all these people, and then this guy's telling all these people, and when I'm not working, I'm earning on that. It's a basic 6%. So what happens is every time all the points on one side add up to 600 points, every time all the points on another side add up to 300 and they total 900, you earn 6%, which is $54. So let's say that these points all add up to 6,000 points. let's say these points all add up to 3,000 points. Well, here we would have 6,000 plus 3,000 equals 9,000. 6% of that is $540. Now, this is what I was excited about because I had never seen this before. I've been making six figures since I was 26 years old, but I had always had to work for it. Like if I didn't show up, no money. But for me, when I earned $91,000 in my first 5 months, so at that point you could tell my story, Angel, or you could tell your story because you earned $8,000 in your first few months. You know, people are going to get excited about that. But what happened for me though is that I then could not work for 2 years. Like I couldn't work. I had a personal situation that happened, and during the 2 years that I didn't work, I made a total of $280,000 over those 2 years in passive income. That's what I had never experienced before. And so for me, this was jaw-dropping. Then the next thing that I do after this is I show them the Rita tree. And the reason why I show that is a lot of times people think that if you're in network marketing, then the guy on the top makes all the money. I hear that all the time. Oh, that's because the guy at the top makes all the money. Well, yeah, you got in early. And I'm always like, okay, Mr. Redneck. That's what I feel like saying. I don't ever say it. But I'm always like, Mr. Redneck, the people that are below me, it's easier for them to make money than for me to make money because I'm helping them build, if that makes sense. So you've got to show that to people. And the best way that I've shown to do that is the Rita tree. You have to really say this is not typical. And I say that like 500 times because I don't want to paint this picture of this is what happens, but this is the deal. On our team, when you're coming in and you're building, as our executives are building right now, people are going to have one side of their leg built for them. I mean, they really are. And so, or at least partially built for them. Maybe not all the way, but at some point, because of how we're building, even there's going to be some help from that executive. And so I show them, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to look at, this is my friend Hillary. She came into Isogenics about 5 years before me. When she came in, she put in her mom, Rita. She put in her husband, Justin. As soon as she put them in, her gates were open and a straight line went down the middle of her team. This now becomes her right team. This now becomes her left team. Now, Hillary was a business hustler. Whether Rita or Justin ever did one cotton picking thing, Hillary was going to make money. And I love this about Isogenics because especially we do not teach. I'm never like, oh, look for a good person. We don't look for that. I'm always like, we are good people and we're going to bless everybody that walks into our lives. So what happens then, as we look at Rita then adds 2 people. When Rita adds 2 people, her gates open and a straight line goes down the middle of her team. This is now her right team and her left team, but it's all Hillary's left team, all of it. So when Hillary was building her team, I want you to really, really watch Rita at this point. So Hillary started building. Hillary put 1 on her bottom right, on her bottom left, on her bottom right, on her bottom left, on her bottom right, on her bottom left. These people right here, well, not that one. These people right here, I'm going to color Rita's 2 people in. Rita told these 2 people. These people right here, Hillary put them in, not Rita, but they're below Rita. So Rita is able to earn that 6% on them, okay? So what happened is Hillary came down here and she put in this amazing lady. And this amazing lady had network marketing experience. She knew a lot of people. She was really, really motivated. She came in and she started adding all of these people who added all of these people. And this started growing so big and so fat and so wide. There ended up being in excess of 10,000 people down under this lady. Now, Rita did not know her. Rita doesn't know this lady because Hillary put her in. But Rita gets to count the volume on this lady and the 10,000 people that came in below her. So at one point, Rita had over 600,000 points in what's called her bank, in her Isogenics bank, because Rita was using the product. She lost 42 pounds. She found her health. She kept using the product. Because she kept using the product, she was able to bank volume on what all these people were doing. So a lot of times people are like, whoa, she must have been making so much money. Now, she really wasn't making any money here. Not really. Now, she had 600,000 points banked because Hillary had built this whole leg. But what Hillary gave her was she gave her leverage. Because in order for Hillary to make $54, she has to have 600 points on one team plus 300 on the other for a total of 900, which is 6%. So Hillary's putting one on her left, one on her right, one on her left, one on her right. Rita only ever put one on her left and one on her right. But Hillary hustled down here and started working and helping and building this 10,000 people. They banked 600,000. So Rita has all this volume. So every time she hits 300 points, Rita earns the 6%, which is $54. So Rita basically is doing a third of the work as Hillary in order to make the same amount of money. So this is a true story though. This person told someone who told someone who told this lady right here. And this lady lost 100 pounds. When she lost 100 pounds with Isogenics, her skin was tight. She entered a bikini competition. When she entered the bikini competition, her trainer was a pro fitness competitor. And what happened was that trainer entered a competition. She won Miss Bikini USA and Miss Fitness Universe in the same year. And when that happened, she got the cover of Oxygen magazine. And then she started telling all of these other trainers, fitness competitors, entrepreneurs, business builders. And because of the success of all of these people, it became almost like a snowball effect, and it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And it's the fastest growing team in all of Isogenics of over 100,000 people. Now, those 100,000 people happen to be under Rita. So every time there's 600 on one side and 300 on the other, Rita earns $54, $54, $54. So last year, Rita earned $750,000, and she only ever told 2 people. So all the time, I always want to clarify, this is not common. It's not common that this would happen. Rita's lucky. But on our team, what we do find very common is the fact that this could be building down here below you. This happens all the time, and getting you leveraged in, so you really find it easier to earn than other people that are not, just because of how we're leveraged in. So basically that's what that looks like. Now, then when I want to close it, then a lot of times I think people are always thinking in their mind, they're thinking, okay, what's this going to cost me? What's the difference? And I'm always like, okay, remember how we talked about the price of the product at the beginning? There's really no difference between building a business and using the product. So if you want to build a business, basically it's cost the same. You're paying the $29, you're buying your product. It's going to be anywhere between $145 up to $600 and something dollars, depending upon what you buy. But once you order your product, you're in business and you're able to start earning. Does that kind of help, Angel?
Yes.
Okay, so questions about that?
Okay, you're saying that you go this direction after you've done like a 3-way call, not a 3-way call, but an informational call.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm doing a basic, okay, so let's say that, for example, Delaney, I'm training her on doing product calls today. So when we do a product call, I'm not going to go into all this because I have one sole focus, and that's really to teach her about the products. That is a training call, so I could teach her how to overcome objections about the product. And all I'm going to talk about on that really is, if you tell a couple of people, you can get $150 back. That's all I'm really going to talk about with that. Now, But anytime I sit down with someone one-on-one, I'm presenting at a launch party, I'm doing a Zoom, I draw it all out.
Okay. But you don't really go into that like if you're just doing an informational call, with somebody who's interested in the products.
No, I only do this on a Zoom or face-to-face or,
Okay.
in person. So on a call, I don't ever do this. So if I find somebody intrigued, then I'll say, hey, can you hop on a Zoom with me? And I'll draw it out on a Zoom.
Okay. And then what direction do you go if you are talking to somebody, when you're looking for somebody who to sell it?
Like if I'm looking for somebody that I want to sell, like then when I book them, I either book a Zoom or I book a face-to-face. I don't do a phone call. And then what I do is I spend about 7 minutes on the product, and then I go straight into this. I do all of that. And I do a lot of that. So like today at 11, I have a prospect call. It's a Zoom, and that's my goal. I'll draw all this out. And then I'm going at 1 to go meet a girl at the coffee shop. I'll draw this all out. My husband and I are going to go meet on Monday with a girl, or with a guy, actually a runner. And I'm going to draw all that out, if that makes sense. But I approach them from the business side, all of them. I just, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But you do start out with like going over the products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I spend about 7 to 8 minutes on the products. I try to make it condensed because this takes me a good 35 minutes, especially with the questions. So I like to try to be done with the appointment in 40 minutes or so.
Do you kind of skip that first part? Or do you?
I do. If I'm just sitting down and I'm going straight into the business one-on-one, I still talk about what it costs, how I save. I do that part. Because I think that's important, that they understand that people are trading money. It's just like a trade-off from something they're already purchasing. So I still do that, but then I just go straight down. I don't go, I just go straight down. You plus 2, them plus 2, all the way down.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the scoop. I'll get this all converted.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me know.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.